Welcome back, everyone. Sheepdog Smokey here, and this is one that we've heard little snippets of for a couple of years, but now we have someone under oath that has testified. Former Assistant Secretary of State for Diplomatic Security testifies under oath that he warned Hillary Clinton twice about unsecure Blackberries, and she ignored him. Now, for those who have been following on Twitter, Judicial Watch, run by Tom Fitton, has been working to get this testimony, to get access to information about basically everything involving Hillary Clinton and the 33,000 emails and the BleachBit servers and everything. And until now, it's pretty much been stonewalled, except we're finally getting some breaks. As we look into this, you're going to see that conservative watchdog group Judicial Watch on Wednesday released a transcript of a deposition of Eric Boswell, the former Assistant Secretary of State for Diplomatic Security. If you look at his actual testimony, Hillary Clinton and other senior State Department officials were warned in 2009 that any unclassified BlackBerry is highly vulnerable in any setting to remotely and covertly monitoring conversations, retrieving emails, and exploiting calendars. Clinton was warned again in 2011 that we also urge department users to minimize the use of personal web email for business, as some compromised home systems have been reconfigured by these actors to automatically forward copies of all composed emails to an undisclosed recipient. Clinton assured him that she gets it when he informed her about dangers of Blackberries. Clinton and her staff were wedded to their Blackberries and wanted to continue using them in secure areas even after warning, because it was a convenience issue to them. He and other former State Department employees were surprised to learn that Clinton used ClintonEmail.com to conduct official government business. Boswell claimed that they were not aware of such activity while still employed by the government. This is just the core of pretty much the entire case that was made against Hillary Clinton in 2016. Okay, we have story after story after story about how horribly she treated Secret Service agents and about how horribly she treated everyone around her, how she ignored pretty much anything and everything she didn't want to hear. I'm just curious now how far this will go. You see, we've had the suspicious so-called suicides of people who were shot in the back of the head or just found in the ocean or in a body of water somewhere, or any number of other things. This is the first time we've actually gotten something said under oath. And I really want to get to the bottom of this. Even if we get to the bottom of it and nothing happens, we need to know why the Secretary of State was ignoring security warnings from people in charge of that role in the government. Okay, we hear nothing but harping on every little detail of the Trump administration, yet we're not allowed to see anything about Hillary Clinton while she was Secretary of State. And this to me is just more proof of corruption in the government. Because you see, it's always, don't look at me, look at them. Don't look at me, look at them. Don't dare hold me to the standards I'm demanding you hold them to. We've known for some time that information is power. Okay, we've known for longer than Hillary Clinton has been a part of the government that information is power. But we're now in a world where technology has gotten to such a point that security is just something you cannot compromise on. I regularly think about, should I email this or should I talk to the person face to face? I have sent emails to people I work with, and I don't work in an area, in an industry or in a company that is even 1% as sensitive as government information that we're discussing with this case. But we still have guidelines, we still have things we don't want people outside the company to know. Pardon me. So there have been several times where I will send an email that I need to talk to you, or I'll send an instant message, I need to talk to you, or a text or a phone call, hey, can we set up a meeting? And then I will go to that meeting and actually discuss what I want to talk about. I've, other than my college time, where I needed to be able to take notes extremely fast, I still prefer to use pen and paper. One, because I've developed a system of how I take my notes that's very good for me, and I've just never worried about changing it. But this goes further. This goes to show that technology is very vulnerable to those who are determined to compromise it to their own ends. Yet, every time we bring this up, we're told, no, this is the government. You just trust the government. And this needs to be taken all the way to fruition. This needs to be something that's not swept under the rug. It's not ignored. It's not, well, it was Hillary Clinton, it was Secretary of State, so we can't do it. It has to go here. No, it needs to go all the way to the end result of this investigation to find out why the Secretary of State ignored direct warnings that this could happen. And the biggest reason in my mind is what happened after Clinton destroyed Blackberries with hammers, used BleachBit on servers, deleted everything she could. Because after all that happened, all we heard from Clinton was, I was hacked and I was hacked and I was hacked and this was done to prevent me from being president and so on and so forth. Why is it no one has stood up to ask a question when she goes on about how she was robbed of the presidency by people who hacked her server? Why does no one stand up and say, well, why did you ignore direct warnings telling you not to use a home server or your own email server or your BlackBerry? Pardon me. Honestly, we need that shock, that surprise of, okay, you're saying that because you were hacked, that means that someone deliberately used technology to get information to stop you from being elected. But we have someone testifying that you were warned that could happen. Why didn't you heed those warnings? Because honestly, if that ever happens, it's going to throw her so off her game that we will likely get an actual honest answer, something along the lines of, it's my right to use whatever server I want and to delete what I want, and when I tell you not to hack me, you're not supposed to hack me, and I'm Hillary Clinton, so you shouldn't hack me anyway, you just obey me. We're going to have to shock liberals into being honest and to actually openly telling the world, you will obey me. Because we're not getting there with anything else. We're not getting there with investigations. We're not getting there with Congress because they're so determined in their 100-year-long quest to undo an election where a Republican wins. We're going to have to shock them into being honest, which is very sad. But I really hope this does go all the way to fruition, to where we actually get someone higher up from the Hillary Clinton organization to answer the question of why, after multiple warnings, after these two direct warnings especially, why was the vulnerable server used? Why were the vulnerable devices kept? And it will be very interesting to see what comes of it. So this is definitely one to continue watching. If you don't follow Tom Fitton on Twitter, he does regularly update all of us on the progress of Judicial Watch. And this is an oversight that the citizenry really does need over our elected officials. Because unlike what we get regularly in the media, they work for us. All of them do. And when someone works for you, you need to hold them accountable. But I've talked about this long enough. Let me know what you think. Remember, though, keep the comments civil, because we don't learn from arguments, we learn from debate. Also, please remember to like and share this video, and as always, to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you're among the first to know of all new content as it is posted. Until next time, everyone have a wonderful day.